Oh! Okay, so you're out on your adventure ride, you've ridden off into the sunset, you've got your Starbucks gift cards ready, and you've dropped your 600-pound adventure bike, right? You either had a little mishap, or you just forgot to put the kickstand down, or maybe you couldn't get your foot down in time. But now your bike's on the ground and you're dealing with 500 or 600 pounds of weight. So what are you going to do next? So that's what this video is going to talk about. We're going to give you 2 or 3 different ways to lift your motorcycle safely. Okay, so a few things before we get started. The first thing about this is that you're trying to do this safely without injuring yourself, okay? That's our number one goal here. A couple other things to keep in mind before you go about trying this. The first thing is you probably had your motorcycle in gear when you dropped it, but if you didn't, or even if you don't know, go make sure and check that your motorcycle is in gear, preferably first gear. The reason for this is that when you go to lift this bike up and you have the handlebar turned, it's going to have a tendency to want to roll backwards or roll one direction or the other. And you really don't need that additional problem when you're trying to lift this much weight. So put your bike in gear. It might be a little bit hard to get to the shift lever, but go ahead and try to get that done. Okay, the second thing is, you guys have heard all the things over the years, right? Lift with your legs, don't bend your back. And those things are true. Those things hold true here. So the both methods we're going to try today are designed keeping your back straight and really not trying to strain your back. Your leg muscles are the most powerful muscles in your body, and that's what we need to use for this exercise. So let's take a look at a couple different ways we can do this. Now, I am cheating a little bit because on the 1200 GS, the cylinder heads prevent the bike from going totally over at a 90-degree angle, but it is a 600-pound bike, so I guess that's giving me back some street cred there. Okay, so our first method that we're going to try out is the lifting with your legs and putting your back to the motorcycle. Now, a lot of you guys have seen this, but it's worth going over again because this is probably going to be the most common and the most safe way to usually lift up your bike. Remember, your bike is in gear, and you're going to try to keep your back straight. You don't want to be wrenching your back out. So you can do this a couple ways, but the way I like to do it, try to find a grab point on your motorcycle. I've got a luggage rack. I've got some side pannier racks here. You want a nice hard grab point. Don't try grabbing on your luggage or your seat or something that could rip off. So get a hard grab point on the back, and you want to find one in the front. Now, normally what I'll do is, and this is pretty much your only choice, is to use the handlebar. Now, it's usually best to use the left handlebar, right? Because that's going to make sense for your right hand. Okay, and what's going to happen is, it depends on how your bike falls, but your handlebar may be turned all the way or it might not. The more you turn your handlebar to the left, when you lift it, your bike's going to want to rotate to the back. So that's why you need to have this in gear. So let's go ahead. And if the ground is soft like this, you can kind of dig your feet in, but if not, then you're out of luck. What you want to do is try to keep your back straight, and we're going to use the power of your legs to lift up this motorcycle. You see, I didn't strain my back at all, and I got my motorcycle up. Now, the first thing is, of course, stabilize your bike. Put it on a side stand. Make sure you don't drop it again. So again, the way you want to do this, get your grab point in the front and the back, get a good hold. Really be conscious of keeping your back straight. Use your legs. Your legs are powerful, and you can pick up your bike no problem. So there is a way to do this facing the motorcycle. Now, this is a technique I don't use very much, but I've seen some other people use it. In particular, Brett from Moto Trek did a video showing this one. I've done this before in certain situations. I don't find it as easy as the other way, but I do want to show it to you guys just in case the other way is not an option for some reason. So again, with this second part, with the second technique, you want to try to keep your back straight and use the muscles in your legs. If you find yourself straining your back or your arms or your shoulders or anything, stop what you're doing because you could get injured. So what you want to do is, again, you got to find a grab point on this side of the motorcycle on both sides. I use the handlebar and the luggage rack just like I did for the other method. And what you want to think about on this method is you're not trying to lift the bike, you're not trying to put your force straight up. Okay, you're trying to put it, you're trying to go across like almost more with the horizon, right? So you're leveraging it that way because that's the direction that your legs are going to be facing in. So let me try to show you guys this as gracefully as I can. So you want to kind of put your stomach kind of on your seat and imagine driving your head kind of at a 45-degree angle to the sky. So you see I still use my legs to do that lift. I didn't hurt my back at all. That way is a little bit trickier, and it can be, the first time you go to do it, you might think that you're trying to grab something on the other side of the bike, but no, you're still using the grab points on the downhill side of the bike. So I hope you found this video useful on how to lift your motorcycle. Just keep in mind, be safe. Don't use your back. You always want to use your leg muscles. And if you're in doubt, go out with a friend when you practice this and don't do it by yourself. You can also do it in your driveway too. Just put down some towels or some yoga mats and do it that way. So until next time, ride safe.
Hello, what? Who is this? The stock market crashed. I told you, buy low and sell high. I gotta make my GS payment over here. I gotta buy coffee, I gotta buy more fog lights for my bike. People would just subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Maybe I'd actually make some money off this thing. Well, you know what? You're fired.